Dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum. I am Kamal Hussain, author of English Link, Grammar Link and Top 10 Suggestion, and lecturer, Department of English, Government Shamsirawan College, Shariatpur. Dear viewers, today I am talking about the right form of verbs. We have to know the right form of verbs. What is right form of verbs? Basically, right form verbs is the use of correct verbs in a sentence according to the subject and according to the tense. So right form verbs is an important part of English grammar. So now we are going to learn some rules of right form of verbs. Rule number 1. When you find any sentence in connection with the present, then we will write the sentence in present indefinite tense. And when you find the sentence in connection with the past, then we will write the sentence in past indefinite tense. For example, he walks in the morning every day. So, daily activities should be written in present indefinite tense. Another example, once there lived a lion in a jungle. Once there lived a lion in a jungle. So, here we find once. Once indicates the past. So, I write the sentence, once there lived a lion in a jungle. Lived. Now we move to another rule. Rule number 2, modal verb plus present form of verb. After modal verb, we have to use the present form of verb, the base form of verb. A modal verb cannot be used alone in a sentence. We have to use a present form of verb after modal verb. And what are the modal verbs? The modal verbs are shall, will, should, would, can, could, may, might, must, used to, need, dare, going to, have to, has to, had to, ought to. These are called modal verbs. So, after these modal verbs, we have to use the present form of verbs. For example, we should read books. I use read because a modal verb is here. So, we have to write the base form of verb after should. Rule number 3, after primary auxiliary verbs, we have to change the present form of verbs. What are the primary auxiliary verbs? The primary auxiliary verbs are be verb and have verb. What are the be verbs? The be verbs are be, am, is, are, was, were, been, being. These are called be verbs. Be is the group leader. B is a member and at the same time it is a group leader. So as a group leader, B has some special power. What is the power? The power is B can be used after to be. We cannot use to is, to are, to was. Of course we have to use to be. So its power is it can sit after to. Its another power is after modal verb only be can be used. For example, the work should be done. Should be. You should be polite. They should be innocent. Should be. So we cannot use is, are, am after should, after modal verb. So it has two special powers. So be has two special powers. What are the have verbs? The have verbs are have, has, had, having. These are called have verbs. Have is the group leader and also the member. As a group leader, have also two special powers. What are the powers? The power is after to, have can be used. We cannot use has after to. We cannot use having after to. And another power is after modal verb only have can be used. For example, we should have done the work. Should have. We cannot use should has or should having. We cannot use it. So have has the two special powers, and that is after to have can be used, after modal verb have can be used. So after these primary auxiliary verbs, that means have verb, after have verb and be verb, we have to change the present form of verbs. Either we can make it present participle or make it past participle. For example, if I say he is reading a book, here the present form of verb read cannot be used. I add ing with read, that is reading. I can give another example. He has done the work. He has done. As has is a primary auxiliary verb, so do cannot be used here. We have to change the verb into past participle form. Next rule is modal verb plus be, then past participle of verb. If we find only modal verb, then we will use only the present form of verb. But if we find modal verb, then be, not be verb, only be, then we will make the verb into past participle form. For example, the parents should be obeyed. Parents should, then be, of course, we have to write obeyed, past participle form. Then we move to the rule number 5. After do, does, did, let, but, we have to use the present form of verb. For example, he does not help the poor. We cannot write he does not helps the poor. It is not right. We have to say he does not help the poor. Did he come home today? Did he come? Not came, not comes. Did he come? I cannot but go there. But, after but, we have to use the present form of verb. Let me do the work. Let me do, not does, not doing. We have to use let me do the work. Then we move to the rule number 6. After had better, had rather, would better, would rather, we have to use the present form of verb. For example, if I say you had better go home. You had better go home. For suggestion, someone uses had better. If someone says I don't feel well, I don't feel comfortable, then I can suggest you had better keep silent or you had better go home. So after had better, we have to use the present form of verb. Number 7, to plus present form of verb. And this rule is called infinitive. It is a grammatical term, and an infinitive indicates the purpose, the goal, the objective of the subject of a sentence. For example, if I say I stand here to give my lecture. I stand here to speak to you. So my purpose of standing here is that to speak, to give lecture. So I can give you another example. The fisherman went to the river to catch fish. So to catch, this is infinitive, and it indicates the purpose of the fisherman, subject. So an infinitive indicates or refers to the purpose or goal or objective of the subject of a sentence. To, we know to is a preposition, and except to, rule number 8, except to, after all other prepositions we have to use present participle. We have to use present participle. Except to, after all other prepositions we have to add ing with the present form of verb. For example, he came here for helping me. I use for, so I use present participle, helping, not help. We read books for learning. For this reason I have to use learning. So except to, after all other prepositions we have to use the present form, we have to use the present participle form. Then we move to the rule number 9. After stop, start, help, mind, while, begin, see, avoid, we have to add ing with the present form of verb. For example, if I say stop writing, we cannot say stop write. Rather, we have to say stop writing, stop polluting water, stop laughing, I don't mind having a cup of tea. These are examples. So, dear viewers, this is all about today. Wait for the next video. Till then, Allah Hafiz.